Hello everyone. Online study is getting more important day by day, and in this pandemic, concept of education has changed dramatically with significant rise of e-learning technique. But beside continuation of study in digital platform, assessment is also important to improve overall development skills. As per the syllabus of West Bengal Board of Secondary Education and in the eye of Madhyamik exam 2021, we are going to highlight some important questions and points from Geography of class 10 on the first part of the chapter Exogenetic process and resultant landforms. You will also get a link of practice set on the discussed topic in this video. Watch till the end as it is going to be helpful for you. Let's begin. Exogenetic process and resultant landforms. We are going to discuss the first part of this chapter, that is river. As per predefined question pattern of West Bengal Board of Secondary Education, there are three types of short and long answer questions apart from objectives, and these are 5 marks long answer questions, 3 marks short answer questions, and 2 marks very short answer questions. Let's start with long answer questions or 5 marks. One of the important among them is explain 3 erosional landforms of river. Points for this question are gorge and canyon, interlocking spar, rapids, waterfall, plunge pool, and potholes. Among these 6 points, the most important one, gorge and canyon, interlocking spar, and waterfall. All these important points are already been highlighted. These are actually the important individual landforms which have been formed by erosional activity of river in its upper course. So we must write most important landforms, as only 3 erosional landforms are asked to be written. You have to mention formation and process of this landform and features or characteristics as well. Try to give diagram also to improve your marks. Next come to the second important questions of river, that is explain 3 depositional landforms of river. Points for the question are alluvial fan, river meander, oxbow lakes, river islands, floodplains, and delta. Among them, most important are oxbow lakes, floodplains, and delta. These are the major landforms formed in middle and lower course of the river. You need to mention the process by which these landforms are formed and the features as well. Diagrams should be given to improve marks. Another 5 marks question from river is explain the effects of climate change on Sundarban deltaic region. To explain the effects of climate change on Sundarban, you need to mention the following points like increase of water level, cyclones, salinity of land, change in agricultural practice, abolition of mangrove. Due to increase of temperature of the world or global warming, increase of water level in coastal region is obvious. Several coastal storms or cyclones are occurred in recent past which has adverse effect on the Sundarban deltaic region. The land become more saline during high tide as water remain logged for some time. Method of agricultural practice has also been changed due to increase of such salinity. And also all these phenomena have adverse effect on the adaptation of mangrove in Sundarban region. You need to mention the adverse effect of climate change on several islands of Sundarban deltaic region in recent past like Lohachara Island, New Moor, and Ghodamara Islands. These are the probable 5 marks or long answer questions from river. Let's take a look about 3 marks or short answer questions. Among them, number 1 is river is a part of hydrological cycle. Explain. This is a statement and we need to prove that. The following points are necessary for this question, like evaporation, condensation, precipitation, and surface runoff. These are the parts of hydrological cycle by running of which sequentially the cycle become complete. After precipitation, water will be channelized through a definite track on the land mass, and then it will form course of the river. The second question of 3 marks is how waterfall is formed. In that case, you have to write process of waterfall formation, features of waterfall, an example like Angel Falls, Yoke Falls, Niagara Falls, etc. The third important question can be write in brief about Oxbow Lake. In that case, you need to give the definition of Oxbow Lake first, and then the formation or the processes, that means how these Oxbow Lakes are formed, and try to mention some features or characteristics of Oxbow Lake. The next one is how floodplain and natural levees are formed. We must define the floodplain and natural levees at first, and then explain the processes by which floodplains and natural levees are formed in the lower course of the river. Some features are to be mentioned also. The next 3 marks question is write in brief about delta. In that case, the definition of delta should be given at first, and then explain the formation of delta or the processes by which deltas are formed. There are some features or characteristics of delta as well, and you need to give some example of delta at last, like Ganga Brahmaputra delta, delta of Nile, delta of river Rhine of Germany, etc. The next 3 marks question is classification of delta according to shape. Delta can be classified into 4 categories, like arcuate delta or delta of Wang Ho, Bird's Foot delta or delta of Mississippi-Missouri River, Cascade delta or delta of Tiber of Italy, and estuary delta or delta of river Rhine of Germany. Another most important 3 marks question is explain favorable factors for delta formation. The points for the question are amount of sediments, low gradient, shallow coastal region, high salinity, and calm sea. The volume or amount of sediments always play an important role for delta formation. Low gradient or slope in river mouth should be ideal for delta formation. Generally, deltas are formed rapidly in shallow coastal strips. Highly saline water make the depositional rate of sediments fast. Calm weather condition is also ideal for delta formation. These are some important 3 marks or short answer type questions from river, and diagrams are also very much necessary to improve marks. You need to practice such short answer and long answer type questions based on these points, and objective type as well to improve your performance. Click on the I button to know more detail about how to give online objective exam. Let's take a look about 2 marks or very short answer questions from river. The first one among them is define gradation. In that case, we have to write the definition of gradation and classification of gradation, like degradation and aggradation. The equilibrium state between degradation and aggradation means gradation. The second very short answer question is what is water divide? We need to define water divide at first and some features as well. Important example of water divide are Himalaya, Vindhya mountain, etc. The next 2 marks question is what is ideal river? Important points for the question are definition of ideal river, course-wise description of the river like upper, middle and lower course, and example at last like the Ganga is the ideal river of India. The another very short answer question is difference between gorge and canyon. The important points of difference are definition of gorge and canyon, climatic condition for the formation of gorge and canyon, formation or process and shape of gorge and canyon. The next question is, what is alluvial fan? In that case, definition of alluvial fan has to be written at first, and then the process by which alluvial fan has been formed, and try to give some features as well. The another 2 marks question from river is, define river island. After definition, some important example of river islands of the world can be given, like Majuli is the largest river island of India and Ilha da Marazo is the largest river island of the world. These are some important 2 marks or very short answer questions from river. Diagrams are also similarly important to carry more marks. Find the link of objective practice set in description below. Hope this information will help in your further study. Thank you.